You have never seen a new home in the Austin, Texas metro area that has this type of view for the price point. And I'm going to show you this view from so many different angles within the house. We're going to get right back out to that backyard, and I can't wait for you to see what this builder's offering in this community called Lakeside at Tessera. Now, this is the Carter 9 plan built by Westin Homes. We're around 3,800 square feet. We got 5 bedrooms, 4.5 bathrooms, and we got tall ceilings and design upgrades and windows everywhere. And if you've been on this channel before, you know I love touring homes like this that feel elegant, that are open to the second story everywhere, and that have so many different rooms that buyers want in this current market. And we're going to go through all of it in this video. I'm even going to talk about later on in the video what's happening in the current market, where my clients are contracting for view lots, or what builders are contracting with. We're going to cover as much as that as possible, but stick with me while we go through each room, because as you can tell, I'm going to be showing you the ceiling height, the windows, and the design as much as I can. Now, my name is Raj Sahu. I'm a realtor here in Austin, Texas, and I've represented clients with 21 different builders, and 98% of my clients reach out to me through social media. And so if you're watching this, I'm going to give you the perspective of walking through so many of these homes with clients who've watched videos like this, then reach out to me and then built their own home from scratch. And what my clients tell me about this kitchen is it's all about the countertops and the cabinets. My clients love doing two-tone kitchen cabinets, and in this model home, take a look at that green color against what I think is like wheat cabinets. Like that lightish brown color is definitely in right now, but to match up something stark like that and then do waterfall countertops, this kitchen's got a lot going on with it, and I'm not sure how I think about it. You let me know what you think about it in the comments. And I can tell you, I've actually seen a similar backsplash to this before, and for some of my clients that want movement in their backsplash, I always recommend pick a tile, put in a chevron pattern or a fun pattern, and that can provide a very cool, beautiful piece here in the kitchen. I think that backsplash definitely does it for me. Let me know what it does it for you. I still don't know how I feel about that green against the wheat brown. I think it's such a stark contrast. I'm seeing that green color in a lot of custom homes. I have to look back at past videos that I have of green cabinets, but I feel like for some reason, I don't know, this kitchen's throwing me off a little bit, but you let me know what you think about it. I can tell you right now, that greenery and the view is not throwing me off. It is beautiful, and I know exactly how I feel about it, because I got to tell you, after working with 100+ clients over the last few years who've reached out to me through social media, a lot of people tell me they're moving to the Austin metro because they got a job offer, they like the vibe, it's cool, it's a vibrant, active city, but then they always talk about the beauty. They talk about greenery. They talk about hiking and being in the hills and being in an area that just feels beautiful when you're driving through it. And I think this home, as well as this community, fits exactly that criteria. So stick with me. We'll go through that view here in a second. Now, for the Carter plan, it does have a smaller breakfast nook area. They have the table off to the side so you can open that patio door. I'm not sure how I feel about those curtains. I feel like those curtains really block those windows. If you ever want privacy, obviously you can just do blinds, but there is also a privacy film you can put on the outside of the window, or I believe it's on the inside. I can't remember, but one of my clients did it, and you can see out of the windows, but you can't see in. And so it gives you the privacy, but keeps those windows open. And why I say keeping those windows open is because when you're here on this patio, which is not massive, it feels like you're a part of nature. It's amazing to be backing up to greenery, but this home doesn't just back up to greenery. It's on top of the greenery. And a lot of my clients tell me, like, this is their dream, is to take their morning cup of coffee, come right out to this patio, and just look around, take in the nature, hear the birds chirping, and just be at peace. And I think this goes a long way for people that are looking to move across the United States, and when they realize that they can be in areas like Austin, Texas, or not exactly Austin, but in the Austin, Texas metro, close to tech employers that are relatively close by to master plan communities like this, then I think it's an interesting option. And I'll cover a little bit more about that in a second. But a couple things I want to mention here. First off, any builder, when they build a home like this, they are required to give access to the patio, I would say in most municipalities. So you can sometimes pick your stairwell option if you're building from scratch, depending on the builder. But I think for this specific lot, you have a great big backyard I'm about to show you, and it is fairly usable. There's a slight grading going to the back, but definitely usable in my opinion. And why that's important is at the time I'm recording this video, there are a few homes for sale right down the street from this that have a very similar view to this home. It's actually one that's right next door at the time I'm recording this that's for sale, and the pricing on these options is somewhere in the high 700s for pricing. That is all in, and that's what I mean by at this price for this view. Pretty interesting opportunity, especially when you consider that we're around 40 minutes drive, depending on traffic, to tech companies like Apple, which is in the northwest corridor of the Austin, Texas metro. Hey, real quick, I'm at one of the lots that are coming up here with Westin, and that is the Colorado River right out there that snakes through along this community. It's absolutely amazing, and this is why I love coming out to areas like this. Now, the home that we're actually touring is right down the street there, and so next to it, at the time I'm recording this, there are 3 homes that have this view that back up to all that beautiful greenery. But if you're wondering if that area is protected, I got the answer. It's sitting in my email right now. Just scan this QR code. It will start a text message with my cell phone, and then I will text you back the PDF file that I got that shows what's protected back there and what's not. So that'll give you a good indication on kind of what's going on back here. But I know that's protected. The Colorado River, it's amazing. There's nothing but views out here. And so if you like views, stick with me. Back to the video. I think for some people that say, hey, they don't want to have a patio area just here, they want to kind of all along here. The problem with that is this ceiling height that you see here, it ends up cutting off these windows. So you don't actually get as much natural light when that patio cuts off there. So I think the living room opens up so much more because the patio is off to the side, and this is still enough room for like a 6-seater table if you want to enjoy an outdoor dinner or something like that. So I think that that's a really interesting option where you don't have as big of a patio as you do in some other plans, but you still get a lot of great openness here in the living room, which those windows, you get a lot of natural light coming in. Those are one of the first things you see when you get into the front entrance. You see the windows that are looking out the back of the home. You're capturing the view, and you're looking up at this circular ceiling design, the curved stairwell. You're looking up at the fireplace, and you want everything to feel open. You want everything to feel light. And so I think having that patio out to the side, it does have its advantages. It does have its disadvantages. So let me know what you think about that. What I can tell you, getting back into the living room, and stick with me, we still have a game room upstairs, media room, waiting to see the primary bedroom that we're gonna see next, and all the views that are there. But I gotta spend some time in the living room, because this is what people tell me they love about this plan. You can do a really cool design, and I have a lot of clients that do a fireplace tile, like what you see here, and then it goes all the way up. But I like this design because this really complements what's already in the kitchen. And this is just a simple wooden board that they painted. And I just had a client close on their new build home. They did a ton of wainscoting across the walls, accent walls, and they did a lot of stuff like this, just putting some pieces of wood, painting it a different color, and it really provides a cool accent there. Now, let me know what you think about these curtains too, though. I think sometimes the curtains make it feel very grand, but I think the 3 curtains in the middle make it does take away from the view from what you see in the windows. Let me know what you think about this. As I'm talking, I feel like I can go back and forth on this, but I feel like if you just had designer curtains here, they don't need to go all the way across. That would get you that look of feeling very grand. It makes your eyes go all the way up, but the 3 in the middle really block the view for me. Let me know what you think about that. Also, I want to hear from you. What do you think about the TV up here? Is that way too high, or would you rather have the TV over there, or do you not like it offset? Because these are the things that I'm constantly talking about with my clients, because it's easy to get wowed by all these design features, and then you forget you're going to be living in this home and you may not have all that design. It really needs to be functional, and it needs to be the way that you really want it to be. And those are the details that I think really matter, just based on the feedback that I've been getting from clients after they move in.
Also, these things matter. Like, take a look at the double tray ceiling that's in here. So much great design that you could do there as well, where you could paint the ceiling so it forces your eyes to look up. But at the end of the day, it's all about the view that's here. And this view is in so many homes in this community, Lakeside and Tessera. And maybe not this exact view, but there are homes on this street at the time I'm recording this that have amazing views. So you can always reach out to me if you want access to them and you want to wake up in the morning, you want to be in a bed like that, you just want to peel back the curtains and you want to look at this every day. And I get it. That's what I get from so many of my clients who've reached out to me through social media. They love the views that are possible here across the Austin metro area. They also like bathrooms like this that have really fun designs and feel very open. Notice how as soon as you get into this bathroom, it feels so wide. You got vanities on either side. I've also seen this plan where people put a huge mirror here, and I think mirrors really make a space feel very large. But I think for this home, I love that backsplash that they did behind this freestanding tub. It's in a hexagon pattern, but then there's also some different diamonds that you see in there. Not actual diamonds, obviously, but take a look at this. I think that's really cool, like the intricate work that's in there. It just makes it feel a little bit less, a little bit more custom when I see different things like that. And I love getting design inspiration from these different model homes. What's interesting is that same backsplash is actually the floor tile here, which provides some really good movement in this walk-in shower. And then of course, they did the tile going all the way up to the ceiling, which I think you have to do, especially in a grand home like this, the Carter plan. I like those veins that are running through it as well. Now we do have two closets in this primary bedroom and bathroom. One of the closets is here, and stick with me, we still got the game room, media room upstairs. Wait till you see the accent wall in the dining room, and then we're gonna still keep getting the views as much as we can in this home, capturing it in different areas, including the walk-in closet. How about that for your view in the walk-in closet? Is that necessary? Probably not, but I love it. And I like that they did the tile all the way through the closet. Just makes the space feel larger and continuous, which I think is fantastic. Now that is a very large closet. The next closet, the rods and the spacing does get cut off because it does have access to the utility room. And then we also have the stairwell right here. So you might, I can fit under here. I'm about 5'8". I always get a lot of engineers who watch this and they ask me, well, you said you could fit under there, but how tall are you? And that's the only reason why I get that. I know that question's coming. So I can fit under there, but if you're taller, that might be a little bit more annoying for you. And then you get a little bit of space over there. So I think whoever's buying this, I know who's getting the closet and who's getting the bigger closet. But this is the closet that I would get if my wife and I were buying this home. Now in the utility room, you don't have to take your dirty laundry throughout your home. You can just pop in there. I will come back to that area so you know how to access it from the hallway, but so many great design features that are in this primary bedroom and bathroom. But this main living area is what it's all about. Now that I mentioned that stuff about the curtains, I can't stop looking at it. I can't stop thinking about it. I really want to know what you think. Let me know what you think in the comments of those curtains. Would you do away with those 3 middle curtains? I would. I think I'm pretty fixated on it. And if whoever is designed this home is watching this, I'm sure you're not going to take offense from a realtor giving a perspective. I will say though, I generally speaking loved the design that you did here in this home. So many things that stand out here. Like, so from a staging standpoint, take a look at this rug. It just provides a dark touch against the light floors. This table and the chairs really complement the flooring that's in here. I think this light fixture is perfect. But what I love most are the mirrors. And by the way, this is coming from somebody who didn't like design at all. I could care less about it. But as I went through homes and I saw clients fall in love with homes, they were falling in love with ceiling height, windows, views, but also the design is what really hit for a lot of people moving here. And hey, if you're gonna build your dream home, you're gonna buy something that you're gonna stay in for a while, you're gonna spend Thanksgiving dinner at this 10-seater table, then I get it. Get what you want. Get an amazing design. Get amazing features in your home that you're gonna be able to enjoy for years to come, because this isn't where you're gonna eat lunch for one day. This is where you're gonna live for years and years. And so I wanna get what you want. Does that make sense? I wanna get what you want. Yes, it does. Okay, perfect. So getting back to the front entrance, I like how they have windows on top of windows here at the front door. Everybody asks, what do you do there? And I tell them, that's what you do. You put a vase, maybe a fake plant. You do have access to a garage space here. This is your garage entry. Let me know what you think about that. It's probably one of the polarizing parts of the Carter plan. There's no mudroom. If you really value a mudroom, stick with me. There are homes with that Westin builds that are other plans that have a big mudroom, big mud bench. In fact, 2 of those homes are actually right down the street from this one that have amazing views that are for sale at the time I'm recording this. But stick with me on this Carter plan, because I think you'll be surprised when we get to the study at the front of the home. And then I think for this second bedroom downstairs, this is what Forever Homes should feel like, right? They should have big bedrooms with in-suite full bathrooms. The green cabinets strike again here in the in-suite full bathroom. But then I think you have to have a walk-in shower in this bedroom, so that if you have parents staying with you, somebody elderly staying with you, then they can stay here comfortably in this walk-in shower. They don't have to get in and out of a bathtub. But let me know what you think about that. I've actually had some people say they are planning to have a baby. I actually have 3 clients right now that are building homes, and they're all expecting their first baby. And so they don't want to go up and down the steps at night. And so they like the idea of having the crib here. So it's on the first floor. And, you know, if you think about this, if your baby starts crying in the middle of the night, in the morning, you can actually just walk in through your primary bathroom, utility room, and boom, you're right there at the, crib. You're right there for your baby. You don't have to go up and down the steps multiple times in the middle of the night. And you also then would want a bathtub in a lot of cases, because I know this from experience. By the way, it's the powder bathroom, but I want to show you one thing. I have a 3 and a 1-year-old. We did travel overseas with our 3 and 1-year-old, and our 1-year-old at the time was, I think, about 8 months old. So we tried to bathe them in a freestanding tub, because in the house that we were renting on Airbnb, it didn't have anything but a freestanding tub. It was so difficult getting my hands in here, trying to get my baby not to slip. So then we had to put like towels down inside the watery tub. It was just more difficult in a freestanding tub rather than a bathtub. But let me know what you think about that. If you've had experience like that, I feel like I have so many different talking points there of where to bathe your baby. But it's one of the things that my clients always tell me they're thinking about when they buy these Forever Homes, is where they're gonna have their baby. And then if they're thinking about babies, they're also thinking about parents or grandparents or something like that. And I get it. It's tough being in that sandwich generation right now, where you have to care for young ones, you have to care for the elderly as well. And I know what that's like. Every time I walk through that second bedroom downstairs, I think about my parents. I think about my dad, who's 78 years old, how he's very healthy. He can go up and down the steps, but maybe one day he can't. And even though that's horrifying to think about, these are the things that you have to think about when you're about to make a big purchase like a Forever Home like this. You also have to think about this. Like, check out this study with the tall ceilings. It just keeps going and going and going. It's got a tray ceiling. I don't even know if that's necessary at this ceiling height, but I know how they have it staged. It's staged for a builder agent to talk with you. But what I would do is I put your desk right here. That way your background are these really, like, you could do a freestanding shelves back here. You can make that a different color, make that an accent wall. So that's kind of like your Zoom background. So if you're into Zoom backgrounds, let me know what you think about that. But if you work for Microsoft, I'm going to throw it out. If you're on Microsoft Teams, that could be your Microsoft Teams background. That's totally a nerdy tech joke that I just made. And if it wasn't funny, that's okay. I'm not usually that funny, but that's my joke for the day. Microsoft Teams or Zoom background, and then you get the glass insert in the door, and it's just everything opens up. And to have that right at your front entry, so it's private from the other areas in your home, I think it's fantastic. Hey, real quick, there is a great pool within Lakeside at Tessera on my right, but there's a lot of people enjoying it, so I want to give them privacy, and I don't want to ask them if they want to be in my video, but I want to show you the amenities that's here. looking out to the Colorado River, because this is what lakeside living is all about. This is also this huge pavilion area with some picnic benches right here, so you can hang out and get out of the sun and just enjoy some food over here. But I think it's all about the views. Now, if you like views like this, you want to see more views off backyards, then get on my newsletter. You can scan this code right here and sign up for my newsletter. It's completely free, and weekly I send you lots as well as news sections that are coming up in new build neighborhoods that have amazing views in the Austin, Texas metro area. Back to the video. What's more fantastic is check out the upstairs. I think the upstairs in this forever home, the Carter plan, really hits. So I think there are some compromises. Like I mentioned previously, the mud bench is one of them. I do think the patios, some people say they want a huge patio. Like some of my clients, the patio goes all the way around. But again, there's some compromises there. But this isn't a compromise. Game room and media room, which is fantastic. The game room's kind of more like a loft area where everything is still open to the living room. But what I actually missed, and I can't believe I did it, is this circular ceiling design. Take a look at this, and I love this light fixture. Let me know what you think about this. Oftentimes when the light fixture is just a glass and the light bulb is right here, it's really bright, and then you're kind of walking right around it. This one is more subtle, it's elegant, it's got a cool design piece to it, but it's not up in your face. It's not like lighting your inside of your eyeball. Sometimes I feel like I'm like, oh, that chandelier is like right in my face. Let me know what you think about that. I think that's super cool, and I love how the designer just keeps bringing back that green here with the sliding doors. So many of my clients tell me they want these slider doors, they want a theater room, and that's exactly what you see here. And what's cool is they brought back elements of that chandelier. What do you think about that? Accent wall with the green, that's very cool. Some people say, hey, this doesn't feel like a lot of space. There are other plans that have bigger, I believe bigger or larger media rooms, but I think this feels a lot different when you're here in person. But you got to do that. You got to experience these things in person. But I think that's a huge couch. Look at that. It's like a 4 cushion couch and a good amount of room to just keep it private. Because oftentimes people tell me, do I really need that media room? We can just put a TV here. And my answer is, well, somebody's watching TV there, somebody's watching TV right there above the fireplace. Sometimes they can compete with each other. And if you, the number one thing I hear from people is when they call me from the West Coast, like California, Seattle, or even I got a couple clients from Chicago, New Jersey. I got clients from Canada who've called me because I can't believe how expensive Canada is getting. And when they call me, they tell me the same thing. They have outgrown their current house, and the only way they can get bigger is they got to spend so much money to do that. And that's the problem with a lot of these markets. And don't get me wrong, Austin, relatively speaking to where it was years ago, it's expensive. As a realtor, I will tell you, it's expensive compared to years ago. But everywhere across the United States, where else is it not expensive, right? Maybe it's an area in the Midwest that is not as fast growing, doesn't have like tech jobs and opportunities coming there. I get it. Maybe those areas have stagnated. But if you want like a growing area that's very vibrant, has a lot of growth happening in it, then yeah, you're just gonna have to pay more now compared to years ago. And I would say most markets are like that. But the beauty of Austin is we keep getting wider, and that width allows for more opportunities for more builders, more new construction. And when you have a lot of supply of new construction opportunities, guess what happens? Your pricing is much more tolerable. And that's what my clients are looking into now. There was once upon a time a community that's close by. It's about 15 minutes drive from this community. It's called Treviso, and everybody was wanting to go into Treviso. And that's what they thought they had to buy into to get views. And at that time, they were probably true, right? Like Lakeside at Tessera, this community was fairly far out. There wasn't really much development going on in Leander. And so at the beginning of the pandemic, I think a lot of people favored Treviso and started bidding against each other. Like to bid on lots for homes like this, they were bidding just on the lot $100,000, $200,000, $300,000. And these are lots that would sell for like $5,000, $10,000, $20,000. I'm not joking. Pre-pandemic, that's what happened. But during the pandemic, people started getting into six-figure amounts to build these homes. And then all of a sudden, they're building $1 million plus homes that look like this, the one that we're touring in that community of Treviso. And the difference now is I think there are a lot more homes in communities that do take advantage of the beauty and topography that's here in the Austin Metro. Now, this community is still further away from Treviso, but when you look at the cost difference, it's incredible how big of a difference there is. But the biggest difference and the reason why is not just because of location and Treviso's closer in, it's because communities like Treviso that have a couple thousand homes, maybe even a little bit more than that, and are planning to build, I believe, just under 3,000 homes, they're actually on the verge of closing out. They don't have any huge sections that are coming up that have so much inventory. And that is the difference right now. Areas like this, like Lakeside at Tessera, it just has more inventory than some of these communities that are closing out. And that's why I'm coming out to areas like this, because if you want views, you're open-minded to maybe be a little bit further out, I think there's some interesting opportunities like this. And I keep touring interesting opportunities right now of areas that have great topography, great views, great open concept homes, great features like this in your main living area, just being a really cool, fun design piece. So let me know what you think about that. I hope you enjoyed the amenities as well as the lot shot that was in here. And if you need anything, reach out to me. My name is Raj Sahu. I'm a realtor here in Austin, Texas, representing clients with 21 different builders. And I would love to get you in on a home that has a great view if that's what you want, or if you just want new construction, reach out to me. I'm happy to help you, and my team and I can really dive in on your best options. All right, I hope that helps. Take care, everyone.